Wyoming was shaped millions of years ago when tectonic plates collided, pushing the land upward to form the majestic Rocky Mountains. It's a story of stone and time, where history is written in layers of earth. Ancient volcanic eruptions and melting glaciers carved deep into Wyoming's earth, creating valleys, lakes, and its iconic hot springs. Nature here is an artist, fierce yet full of wonder. Wyoming remains one of the wildest places in America. Herds of bison, moose, and gray wolves still roam freely, as if time stood still. Yellowstone is not only the world's first national park, it's the beating heart of Wyoming. With geysers, hot springs, and simmering earthquakes, it reminds us that the earth is still alive. Wyoming is the land of cowboys, where freedom and timeless grit live on. Its small towns, rodeo festivals, and slower pace create a culture that's unmistakably its own. Even as time moves on, Wyoming preserves its raw beauty and sacred spirit. It's a place where people come to find themselves among nature, history, and quiet truth. Yellowstone Falls is more than a waterfall. It's where nature reveals its wild strength and beauty. The thunder of water echoes through the canyon, whispering millions of years of Earth's story. The upper falls drops over 100 feet, crashing with raw force and white spray. It's the starting point of a magical journey, where nature's energy awakens with a roar. The falls plunge into Yellowstone's Grand Canyon, where rocks glow red, gold, and orange. It's a surreal scene carved by time, water, and fire. Lower Falls stands nearly 300 feet tall, powerful and majestic. Standing near it, you feel the ground tremble. This is the heartbeat of the entire landscape. When sunlight hits the mist, a rainbow forms over the falls. It's a fleeting moment, but one that stops your heart with surreal beauty. From Artist's Point, the full scene unfolds: waterfall, canyon, and sky. Each view feels like a living painting that leaves you breathless with wonder. Eagles soar, moose graze, and sometimes black bears wander nearby. This landscape still lives, untamed, unchanged by time. As you leave Yellowstone Falls, you carry a quiet sense of gratitude. It's more than beauty. It's a place you'll long to return to. The Snake River begins in the Yellowstone Highlands, winding through forests and valleys. It's not just a river, it's the soul of the American West. The name Snake doesn't come from actual snakes, but from Shoshone hand signs mimicking flowing water. A misunderstood gesture became a lasting symbol. In Jackson Hole, the Snake River flows gently beneath the towering Grand Tetons. Reflecting blue skies and snowy peaks, the scene feels like a dream. Along its banks, moose, deer, and bald eagles are a common sight. Snake River is where life finds water and nature finds balance. Since the days of Lewis and Clark, the river has guided explorers. Today, it still leads adventurers and nature lovers in search of inspiration. Floating down the Snake River, you hear gentle water, birdsong, and wind in the trees. Time slows down, leaving only you and nature. In autumn, the leaves turn gold, red, and orange. Snake River becomes a ribbon of color through the forest, a living painting in motion. Leaving Snake River, you carry its calm, peace, and a quiet longing. This river doesn't just run through land, it runs through the soul. The Grand Teton Range rises sharply, slicing into the sky like blades of stone. From the first moment, you're struck by its raw, towering beauty. Jenny Lake mirrors the mountains like a perfect glass. You can paddle, hike around it, or simply sit still and listen to nature speak in silence. At sunrise, golden light sweeps across the meadows and pine forests. Moose wander slowly through the morning mist, a rare and peaceful sight. Grand Teton is more than mountains. It's home to eagles, wolves, bears, and elk, all thriving together in a fierce, free ecosystem. This land was once home to native tribes and early Western settlers. Weathered barns and golden fields still hold the memories of a distant past. Standing before the Tetons, what do you feel? Small calm? Close your eyes for a moment and tell me, if you were here right now, what would your heart say first? In autumn, the forest turns gold and crimson. Mountains, clouds, and leaves blend into one. The whole park becomes a living painting. Leaving Grand Teton, you don't just carry pictures. You carry the feeling of touching something timeless. A place you don't forget. One visit, a lifetime memory. The Bighorn Mountains stretch over 300 kilometers across northern Wyoming, a majestic stone wall rising from vast plains. Though less famous than the Rockies, they hold a raw, quiet beauty where time seems to pause. The rocks of the Bighorns record hundreds of millions of years of Earth's history, from the Cambrian seas to tectonic upheaval. Each cliff is an open book, telling stories of ancient oceans and rising land. Hidden between rugged peaks lie lush valleys, where pine forests stretch deep and creeks whisper between rocks. The only sounds are wind and water, a gentle symphony composed by nature itself. Cloud Peak, the highest point in the Bighorns, rises over 13,000 feet into the sky. Snow-capped nearly year-round, it stands as a symbol of challenge and awe. Standing here, you feel humbled by the vastness of it all. Deer, black bears, bighorn sheep, and bald eagles. Life thrives in the Bighorns. Very creature here feels like an ancient thread in the mountain's living tapestry. For indigenous tribes like the Crow, the Bighorns are sacred, a land where spirits gather and ancestors walked. Many places here remain holy, not just for their beauty, but for the deep cultural memory they hold. When night falls, the bighorns go silent. With no city lights or noise, the stars stretch endlessly above. You realize you're in one of the quietest places in America, where the night truly belongs to the sky. The Bighorn Mountains aren't a place to conquer, they're a place to return to. To return to simplicity, to the breath of wind and stone, to the feeling that we're just a small part of something far greater. Jackson Lake lies at the foot of the Grand Teton Range, like a giant mirror reflecting sky and stone. From the first glance, its beauty stuns you, vast, still, and awe-inspiring. Jackson Lake was carved by ancient glaciers, shaped over millennia as they advanced and receded. The surrounding landscape tells the story of ice, time, and transformation. At sunrise, golden light kisses the mountain peaks and slowly spills across the lake. In that stillness, your heart feels quiet, almost dissolved into nature itself. Jackson Lake teems with life. Trout swim deep, eagles dive above, and elk drink quietly along the shore. It's peaceful, yet always alive with the rhythm of the wild. Under a cloudless sky, Jackson Lake turns a deep sapphire blue. Its surface so calm, you can't tell where the mountains end and their reflections begin. For the Shoshone and other native peoples, Jackson Lake was sacred, a source of life and a home for spirits. Their stories echo through the waters and along the windswept shorelines. Sometimes, the wind stirs the lake into rippling waves. Other times, it's glass smooth and still. This contrast is what defines Jackson Lake, both wild and serene. As you leave Jackson Lake, you take more than pictures. You carry a quiet stillness inside. This is not just a place to see, but to feel with your whole soul. Grand Prismatic Spring is unlike any other hot spring on Earth. Its brilliant rainbow rings, blue, yellow, orange, and red, make it feel like a portal to another world. From a distance, it's just steam rising in the air. But as you approach, colors emerge, vivid, alive, and mysterious. The closer you get, the more unreal it feels. Surprisingly, these stunning colors come from heat-loving bacteria. Each hue represents a different temperature, a living, breathing color palette shaped by nature. At its center, the spring glows deep blue, clear, intense, and seemingly bottomless. This is the hottest zone where only water and steam can survive. The spring was born from the ancient Yellowstone supervolcano. Beneath the surface, the earth still simmers, a quiet force that never truly sleeps. Only from above can you truly grasp its perfect circle and the magical transitions of color. Each ring is like a living work of art painted by heat and time. Grand Prismatic Spring isn't just a hot spring, it's the living emblem of Yellowstone. A place where silence and wonder come naturally. Standing before Grand Prismatic Spring, you forget what's real and what's dream. Every sense awakens. This is nature at its most magical form. Green River Lakes marks the beginning of the legendary Green River, winding through the American West. But this place is more than a starting point. It's a symbol of purity and wilderness. The still, emerald green waters mirror towering peaks above. Every view feels like a living painting, wild and serene. In the distance rises Square Top Mountain, a defining icon of the land. Its bold, blocky silhouette stands guard over this pristine wilderness. As the sun rises, the lake shifts from deep green to shades of pink and gold. Birds sing, the breeze dances across the water, peace welcomes the day. Trails around the lake guide you deeper into untouched wilderness. No engines, no crowds, just footsteps and the whisper of wind through pine. This area is the gateway to epic treks like the Highline Trail. For hikers, it's not just a path. It's a journey into wild beauty and inner calm. Moose, bears, eagles, and trout still roam freely here. It's a sign of how untouched this land remains, a place where humans are only visitors. There's no noise, no spectacle, but in this silence, you hear more. Not just nature, but your own thoughts. This is the quiet side of Wyoming. Devil's Tower rises like a colossal stone pillar from the vast plains. Standing before it, you feel small and nature unimaginably grand. Formed over 50 million years ago from volcanic magma, the tower's vertical rock columns are so precise they baffle even scientists today. To the Lakota people, this is sacred ground. Legend says 7 girls were lifted atop the tower to escape a giant bear, its claw marks still etched into the stone. For climbers, Devil's Tower is a dream. Each crack and ridge is a challenge and a chance to touch ancient stone shaped by time. At the tower's base, silence reigns, just wind and birds. It's a sacred stillness that clears your mind and quiets your soul. Devil's Tower is more than rock. It's a symbol of mystery, sacredness, and the untamed spirit of the American West. A Wyoming that's wild and wise. Sunlight Creek Bridge hangs between towering cliffs, like a ribbon of steel across the sky. Standing on it feels like flying through untamed wilderness. Below lies Sunlight Gorge, a deep crack carved by rushing water. Looking down, you can almost see time itself shaping the land. In the morning light, the cliffs glow with shades of orange, red, and gold, a vivid painting of the American West brought to life. This is the highest bridge in Wyoming. It connects more than just cliffs. It links past and present, opening paths to discovery. Amid wind and stone, the bridge stands silent. No engines, no voices, just pure stillness that settles deep within you. Sunlight Creek Bridge is a symbol of Wyoming's grandeur, not just in size, but in the feeling it leaves within you: awe, wonder, and deep respect. Yellowstone River begins its journey at Yellowstone Lake, where still waters flow through untouched pine forests. It's more than a river. It's the first breath of a vast and living land. Untamed and unchained, Yellowstone is the longest free-flowing river in the continental US. It rushes through mountains and valleys, a symbol of nature that refuses to be tamed. At the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone, the river has carved stone for millions of years, leaving golden cliffs that blaze in sunlight. It's a place where nature is both fierce and breathtakingly beautiful. Along its entire path, from spawning trout to deer at the banks, Yellowstone River sustains an entire wild world. Every creature here lives in rhythm with its flow. The river doesn't just travel through space, it flows through time. Every bend, every stone tells the ancient story of Earth, layer by layer, chapter by chapter. Some places make you stop and listen. Yellowstone River is one of them. No noise, no words, just you, the flowing water, and a connection that runs deeper than you expect. There's no easy way into Cirque of the Towers. You hike through forests, glaciers, and steep ascents. But once you arrive, you'll understand why it's called a sanctuary in the sky. Over a dozen jagged peaks circle the valley like a forgotten stone fortress. Each tower, from Pingora to Wolf's Head, stands as a monument to challenge and awe. Inside the Cirque, you hear only wind between stone and the echo of your own footsteps. No engines, no signal, just a silence so deep it moves you. Pingora, the signature spire, is more than a climber's dream. It's a reminder of how small we are and how powerful nature can be in its quiet majesty. As the sun rises beyond the towers, light spills across the granite faces and reflects in the glassy alpine lake. It's a moment you'll never forget. When you leave the Cirque, you don't just carry photos. You carry the feeling of touching a place beyond the ordinary. A world of stone and sky, raw and absolute. The Wind River Range doesn't call with noise, it calls with silence. You have to go there to feel it, listen to understand it, and stand in it to know how small you really are. With over 40 peaks rising above 12,000 feet, many blanketed in year-round snow, this range is home to Gannett Peak, Wyoming's highest point, reaching up to touch the sky. No paved roads, No coffee shops, just forests, rocks, snow, and rushing waters. The Wind River Range is wild nature, untouched and untamed. As the sun sets, the sky turns jet black and explodes with stars. Sleeping high in the mountains, hearing wind whip through your tent, it makes you feel truly alive. Scattered across the range are deep alpine lakes, mirroring mountain spires like glass. It's so stunning you stop, not to take a photo, but just to feel it. Every climb, every rocky trail, every blister is part of the story. And when you reach the summit, the real reward isn't the view, it's who you've become. From melting glaciers, countless streams form, giving life to everything below. Here, water is gold, pure, cold, and sacred. As you leave the Wind River Range, a part of you stays behind. But you also carry something with you: the silence, the strength, and the feeling of having touched something sacred. To reach Titcomb Basin, you hike miles through forests, across rivers, and icy meadows. But when the basin reveals itself, you know every step was worth it. On either side of Titcomb rise towering granite walls, snow-covered year-round. They don't just dominate the landscape, they guard a hidden, untouched treasure. The deep blue lake reflects the sky like a flawless mirror. You stand still, breathless, as if the world paused to let you keep this moment forever. No cell service, no lodges, just wind, rock, water, and your heartbeat. Here, you're no longer a visitor, you become part of the land itself. On the way back, every step over stone, every breath in mountain air, feels like meditation. Titcomb isn't just a place you visit, it's where you meet yourself. Even after you've left Titcomb Basin, the image stays, a glacier-carved valley, peaceful, silent, strong. It's a place you'll always return to, even if only in memory. Shell Creek begins high in the Bighorn Mountains, where melting snow quietly flows eastward. Here, water is the beginning of every journey, clear, cold, and full of life. As it descends, Shell Creek winds through the towering cliffs of Shell Canyon, a symphony of rock and water, of time and movement. Right off the roadside, Shell Falls crashes down in a thunder of white water. The roar and beauty of it stop you in your tracks. Shell Creek isn't just scenic, it's the lifeblood of everything around it, from forests to wildlife. Life here flows quietly with the water. Sit beside the creek, listen to its gentle murmur, and time seems to slow. Places like Shell Creek remind us how to truly listen to the world. Not loud, not as famous as national parks, Shell Creek quietly keeps its own beauty. And that's exactly what makes it priceless. Cheyenne isn't just a city, it's a living symbol of the American Wild West. Here, you still see cowboys, wagons, and wide-brimmed hats walking down the street. The historic Cheyenne Depot tells stories from the Transcontinental Railroad era. It's the heartbeat of the city, linking past and present. Every summer, Cheyenne comes alive with Frontier Days, the world's largest rodeo. With horse riding, roping, and country music, it feels like stepping into a Western movie. Wandering through tree-lined streets, you'll find peaceful Victorian homes along quiet avenues. A gentle beauty that preserves old America at its finest. Though the city has grown, Cheyenne still breathes the Western spirit, free, bold, and wild. It teaches you how to live with an open heart. Leaving Cheyenne, you don't just carry photos, you carry a feeling. Of a place that was once frontier, now a symbol, never forgotten. Pinedale is where nature embraces humanity, with mountains, lakes, and endless blue skies. Here, the town doesn't overpower the wild. It gently blends into it. Just minutes from downtown, Fremont Lake appears like a giant mirror. Its crystal clear water and whispering winds create a soft, wordless song. Pinedale was once a stop for trappers and explorers of the Wild West. The Museum of the Mountain Man brings that daring, adventurous era back to life. From Pinedale, you begin your journey into the Wind River Range, one of America's most breathtaking mountain regions. Every step leads to a wonder. In Pinedale, you can sit in a small cafe, watch locals chat, and feel the bond they share with their land. Life is slow, but deeply meaningful. Leaving Pinedale, you take with you the feeling of a small town full of life, where mountains, lakes, and history meet in every moment. From Yellowstone Falls to Grand Prismatic Spring, from the Wind River Range to quiet lakes, Wyoming unfolds like a symphony of nature. Every place we passed holds a story we'll keep in our hearts. Some places don't need an explanation. Just stand beneath the open sky, feel the wind, and know you're free. Wyoming is one of those places. Wyoming isn't about grandeur or glamour, it's about quiet moments, the evening sun on the mountains, and the humbling vastness of nature. Some trips pass quickly, but not Wyoming. Once you've been here, you'll always remember, because it touches something deep in your soul. Once you've been here, you'll always remember, because it touches something deep in your soul. When a place leaves its mark on your heart, you'll always find your way back.